Hi guys, my name is Lelasophia. I am an artist and fine jewelry designer. If you like contemporary fine jewelry, if you like luxury handbags, all things interiors, then I have some fun videos for you. You guys, the day we have all been I have been waiting for, okay? I won't speak for us all. The day that I've been waiting for, you guys know how excited I have been to see the Rose Summer 2024 collection. It has arrived and it's as per usual, it's even better than my wildest dreams. But first and foremost, if you guys are new here, thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to see you in all of my future videos. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram, Lelasophia Jewelry. I put out videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and so I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Just a disclaimer, okay? I did try recording this the day it dropped. The entire time, my camera was focused on that corner right there and not on my face. So yeah, this is take 2, but I think it's a blessing in disguise because I had another day to digest the collection, even though I usually like to get these things out, you know, ASAP for you guys. I really just took some time to digest it all, and it is just so absolutely stunning. Those of you guys who are new, because every single day there are new people, which just makes me so excited. I am a lover and collector of the Row. I've been collecting the Row bags for a couple years now, but I always give credit to my mother, who's been collecting the Row for years, like I think around 7 or 8 years. We both have, she might have actually beaten me. I have 9 bags from the Row. I need to do a recount because she might have just gotten a new bag. Stay tuned, either for Mother's Day or right after Mother's Day, schedule depending. We will do a joint video, I promise you, at some point this year, because she does have 3 new bags from the Row, and it's really quite incredible. So long story short, we both have been collecting, and just all credit to her. It's a shared bond we have. I feel so grateful. I completely stole that from her. Now we get to gush and be really excited. And another note, just in case anybody is new, I am just going to be talking about the accessories, which there are some really beautiful, not just bags, but additional accessory categories that I can't wait to go over. And it's just my little, even though the Row is my favorite brand, very obviously, I'm not protesting it, but you know, it's just my own little form of protest to not talk about the clothes until they become available for everybody to be able to wear, meaning size inclusive wise. As a plus size woman myself, I have yet to be able to purchase from any of my favorite brands like the Row, Epithet, Phoebe Philo. However, it is not in vain. I will always forever direct you to my dear friend here on YouTube, Mary from Mary's Room, who just honestly, first of all, even if I did talk about the clothing, I wouldn't talk about it as well as she does. I could listen to her for hours. She just is a master at this, and honestly, she speaks about clothing so beautifully. And so please, I always say, go to her channel. I'm sure she'll do some really beautiful overviews of some of these new collections going forward. She just always includes some incredible information about some of our favorite brands here. So I always direct you to her channel. But again, it is not in vain because on my channel, let's stick to what we know, okay? The handbags and the bonus categories, which I will be talking about essentially first. And I figured to try to make this as digestible and concise as possible because we know I could talk for hours about any singular collection from the Row. I'm gonna give you my favorite pieces from this drop. And remember, just because this is the first drop, a lot of things are available for pre-order. However, they often kind of slowly will add a few more styles, maybe even colors. So this is really just the beginning. And I have to just give a general overview because I said this already. I've been talking about how excited I was for this one singular collection in several of my videos already. And I even did an entire video, several videos again on just this collection when we just had the images, when we just had the lookbook images. So needless to say, clearly this collection just feels so me. It just feels so me. I just love it. And I know the only criticism that I hear from people about the Row is that it's like basics and it's boring and it's monotonous. For me, someone who dresses very much so like several of the looks in this collection, I really truly always love my kind of uniform of just a tank top of some sort, a cami, a little lace here and there, and then split hem leggings and some heeled boots. That's my vibe. Wintertime, throw a jacket on. Summer, spring, fall, throw a kimono on, a sweater, something fun. But you know, hello, jewelry designer things. I let my jewelry and then of course my handbags, you know, speak for me. And this collection is like my favorite kind of dressing times 1,000 billion to the moon and back, okay? It is impeccable. I just thought it was so brilliant. And I just have to give just my little spiel here. First of all, one of my new favorite creators, who I'm so sorry that it took me so long to discover you. We kind of discovered each other like I think the same day or same week, which is amazing. Dakota from Street Sophisticado. Oh my gosh. First of all, I'm obsessed with you. I think that every single image, video, anything that's ever just graced my eyes that you put out is literally impeccable. And Dakota did this amazing, like, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine the effort that went into that, but did this amazing reel going over the current season, spring 2024, meaning now it'll be the previous season, but the current season that we're currently in of the Rose spring 2024, basing some of his own looks after some of the Rose lookbook images. And it just, first of all, that was absolutely brilliant. And I probably watched that reel like a solid 4 or 5 times. It just was such a good example. For all the critics out there, I understand everybody has, has different taste. But let's just give credit to the fact that the row in each collection has such a beautifully different and diverse storyline, which I don't think they get enough credit for. Something like Spring 2024, which we're in right now, it was like wearable basics. It was color, it was real, fun, kind of interchangeable, separate pieces that I think a lot of people attributed to, a little bit more of a casual, cool, laid back feel. And it just is such a good example. I have several favorite collections, 3 to be exact, one of which I have 2 bags from. I think something about me always, or at least until now, has always resonated with the colder month collections, especially with the bags. Most of my bags, I'd have to check that, but most of my bags are from fall and winter collections. I don't know if it's the colors that I like, darker, moodier colors, but this collection, I have to say, is like absolutely in my top 3. Like immediately when that first image came out where I saw that cuff, which we're gonna get to first, don't even worry, the cool bucket hats, and just some of my favorite models also, like as soon as those images dropped, I said, they've done it again. Like, how many times do I say that, right? I just have to give credit for the diversity. And I think that they don't get enough credit for that each collection has a very strong storytelling aspect to it. And this one is light and airy while using very dark fabrics and materials. I guess not dark materials, that doesn't make any sense, but while using, kind of playing up on their almost cliche color palette of black. Of course, there's some really beautiful other tones thrown in there, but centering a collection off of that color I thought was so brilliant because it goes so back to their heritage, but it still is pushing the brand forward and yet nodding to other pieces that they've done in the past. Again, here we are, I'm talking about it all day. And so with all of that said, let's get into some of my favorite, just like standout honorable mention pieces. Let's just start out with the elephant in the room, okay, shall we? A jewelry designer. For those of you guys who are new, I have my own jewelry line, lelasophia jewelry. I know I say that in every video, which is probably so annoying, but again, I'm so grateful for any new subscribers here, so I never want to just like leave anybody in the dust. So I have to weigh in on the jewelry. It's just brilliant. It's just so brilliant. Okay, the arm cuff. When I first recorded this video, I probably talked for a solid 10 minutes, so I will try to be concise. It is so incredible how one singular piece can make so many different people think of so many different references, and that was a little bit cryptic, but the fact that a piece can be what I'm sure, again, a lot of people might think as simplistic, and yet, for me, what do I always say, especially in my jewelry videos, okay? Sometimes it is the magic in the simplistic details, and yet it is such a chunky, significant piece that, again, I think what I was trying to say is that this will resonate differently for every person. I think different people will kind of think of, oh, this is like a really cool ancient inspired design. Oh, this is a really cool design from the 80s, thinking of armbands. Where's that, the 70s? I don't really know. But it's so cool how one singular, almost simplistic piece, and very ergonomic piece, I must say, can cultivate such a really diverse response in people's kind of like immediate or memory responses. I just think it is so brilliant. And again, especially in a collection that I wouldn't say is toned down, but it's a summer collection, right? I think that the row loves to play off of their huge, really billowy, beautiful coats and jackets and accessories, and yet it's a summertime look. And so there's a part of this collection that's a little bit restrained. And again, what do I say? In jewelry design, in bag design, in so many different elements of design, restraint and simplicity can sometimes be the most beautiful thing. So the armband paired with like an outfit like I wear all the time, just a tank and leggings, kind of a monochromatic, really beautiful silhouetted outfit, which again was not a phrase, but I hope you understand my sentiment of what I'm trying to say. I just think it is so cool, and I cannot wait to go see this in store. The only sad part is that it's definitely exclusionary size-wise, meaning it would never fit over my arms, but maybe it could fit on my wrist. But for anybody who it can fit on, oh my goodness, that is the accessory that you will ever only need. And I don't know if this is going to come surprising to anybody because I don't wear earrings. I really only just wear my two little ear cuffs there, but the flower earrings are... They are some of the best earrings I've seen in a very long time. The enameling and the gold colored brass ones, just I have to give claps because they are so gorgeous. And again, I am completely biased. A year ago, I put out an entire flower collection. I have a new hairpin made in the design of a calla lily flower. This is now a whole video. Sounds like a plug for myself. It is not just drawing, just a reference point, right? And so needless to say, organic flowers, oh my gosh, again, this is something I could talk about, so let me stop myself. It is just so romantic, and I've been using this phrase so much. There's a dark romanticism in this design because they look wilted. They look like some petals have been plucked off. There's something so mortal about flowers, and that is so, again, yes, the artist in me is really coming out while I'm describing all this. It is so poetic. It is so beautiful. I think that things that are organic and look more natural are a lot easier for our brains to kind of digest and comprehend. And what a cool juxtaposition of the organic, really just like very imperfect, beautiful flower earrings with that very perfect, almost brutalist arm cuff. Again, I could talk all day, but needless to say, they are both brilliant, brilliant, brilliant silhouettes and designs. And for the bags, okay, I know, of course we have to talk about the bags. My favorite might actually shock some of you. I don't know why, but I had like a gutturally positive reaction to my favorite one, so let's save that one for last just to, you know, be fun. But before that, the two clutches, the sunset and the Mel, I need to restrain myself because they're both stunning. Like, I know what else would I expect? Like, of course, I should be expecting at this point for my mind to just be blown every single time I see a new collection, but the row does clutches like no other. We know how obsessed I am. I think I've probably brought up a bag from the row in every single evening bag themed video I've ever done. I have several myself. I love them so much. I've always wanted like a really fun, you know, I'm not a girl about town. I don't really go out that much. I'm like a dinner lunch kind of gal. But if I had like a black tie event, like there's so many bags from past and now present collections that I would love from the row as beautiful evening bags. And I love these too. Like, can we just talk about, again, a little hint to my favorite bag. Can we just talk about the manipulation of leather this season? Again, I have to give claps because like, what? The sunset is so stunning, and I'm not sure which one I like better. Maybe gutturally again, positively, the Mel, maybe? I don't know. I keep going back and forth. It's just so beautiful, and the Mel is very, you know, they've been doing similar shapes to this, but there is something just so elegant, so timeless, so classic, so chic about just like a very simple handheld bag. Oh, if we can't already tell, I'm obsessed. And the colors, I'm obsessed. The color palette, this collection is so interesting because in some ways they like totally went left. They're experimenting with some blues with it, which they've done in the past, but really light, pale, beautiful, romantic blues. And then black, dark brown, red, perfect vary the row. For a shout out of one of my mom's favorite pieces, shall I just say colors, my mom loves the color ice. And like me, I think we both were like, oh my God, this is so stunning. But my mom, thank goodness, I had the opportunity to be with her when we both were looking at it for the first time a couple days ago. She was like, I love this color. What is going on? How would this work in my wardrobe? She wears a lot more, a wider diverse range of colors and shades and tones than I do. I actually think it could work for you. I don't know. I was suggesting to her you could try it in the 90s bag because it's so tiny. And then that way you could pop it in with an outfit, especially, ooh, like a gray sweater. Anyways, I think it could work, but let me not style her. She's way better dressing than I am. But I found it really interesting that that color jumped out at her. I probably was like really fixating. I'm gonna, again, I need to restrain myself. I was totally fixating on the pale yellow because we know me. I already have the twin 2 bag in yellow in ostrich and lizard from the row from one of their very first bag collections. It will take a lot for me to be restrained and actually stick to my wish list, but I love that color. Quickly bring it back. Lastly, my mom also really loved the Angie shoulder bag in that ice color. That is so stunning and it's really nice to now. I think this is the second size option of the Angie bag that they're bringing back. Just a quick interjection, it's so interesting. I've heard people say now that some of the bags from the row are getting discontinued, they always work on a very seasonal basis. And so they have their staple bags like the Margot, the Sophia is definitely becoming a little bit of a staple here. The 90s bag now is certainly a staple, and really just a few others like the everyday bag that they've kind of brought back, and obviously the park totes, right? The regular park tote, and then the north-south park tote. So they have their staple bags, and then pretty much from there, that's why you have to be like, if you love the row, you kind of do have to be a little quick or do like I most often do and rely on the pre-loved market and go for what you want, because something like the Idaho, I've been seeing people say one of my newly discovered favorite creators has, oh my gosh, she has some gorgeous, I think 2 or 3 versions of the Idaho, which we know I also love. Again, I totally probably don't need it for my lifestyle, but I really love that bag. I loved the Elio bag a little bit more. So if one of those two start floating around in a year or so on the pre-loved market, don't be surprised. She was explaining really well that yes, it's kind of like discontinuing, but essentially these bags are seasonal. And so if there's a bag style that you want to jump on and it's not one that you know for sure 1000% or most likely is going to be remade, you gotta kind of go for it because they're seasonal girlies, okay? And I love that because it makes the pieces that much more special. And I'd say, oh, this is such an interesting thing. I'd say all of my pieces in my collection are of those kind of specialty one-off style silhouettes, shapes. Okay, and let's just, before I get to my favorite bag, let's just get into the shoes really quickly because I am obsessed. And even like, I think I went like a little bit, I've said this before, I may have gone too curatorial, too minimal with my shoe collection last year. It's a little embarrassing. I literally have 3 pairs of shoes that I wear on like a daily basis, and then like a pair of sneakers and a pair of gym shoes. Like that's literally it. I went very basic, very minimal. And a pair of loafers actually that I do wear, but I think this year needs to be the year of getting like some big girl like loafers and then a pair of flats from the row, because this collection had about, I swear, at least 8 pair that I would just take my credit card, take my credit card. I am obsessed with them. Can we talk, I know that now it's like a thing and then everybody likes to have like buzzwords around it, but I love pony hair. I love pony hair. I've been talking about how much I love it, and I'm Moroccan, okay? Like they're very babouche adjacent. There are several of the cute little flats. Some of them are actually in the ballerina style, but really they look very babouche-like to me. So, you know, put those 2 things together and it's me. And so I'm thinking, okay, in the next like, you know, couple months, maybe around my birthday time also, I need to absolutely start adding in some shoes from the row as well. Ooh, last honorable mention, because I actually really like the Pim bag. Don't know why, it just really caught my eye and it's really cool. I won't talk too much about this one, but it feels like a couple of their past bag styles like simplified, merged into one, and I actually think it's so chic. That's one that I was gonna say I need to add it to my list, but again, I'm being conscious. I'm trying not to trigger buy things as much. Not that I ever really did that, but we're just being really conscious these days. That one I might need to go see in person. All of these, of course, just by the way, you know, I will try to go see these in person as soon as they actually drop in person. That's still weeks or maybe even a month-ish away, but I will keep us updated, don't you worry. And for my favorite bag, has anybody guessed what it is? Comments down below, because I'd love to hear. The Mara tote. That was me bringing it back to myself. Calm down. I think that bag, oh my God, I need that bag. It's just like, why is it so chic? Why is it so chic? This is gonna be the weirdest tangent ever, but one of my favorite, this is a shout out video, again, as often most of my videos become, one of my favorite creators of all time, newly favorite creators, I think also he started his channel only a year or two ago, Rajiv Surendra. Oh my God, first of all, we're just kindred spirits. If you know, you know. It's like me and him, we're kind of the same. Same person, different fonts. When I tell you he did a special on HGTV, yes, I am that nerd. I don't really watch TV. I watch this. I watch people making flower bouquets. And he got on a master flower artist, I will say. And the artist was talking about making arrangements that look like a bird could fly through them. And that is the weirdest tangent you'll ever hear me go off on. But how accurate is that when you compare it to the Mara tote? I've been so interested. Apparently the theme of this video also is like, I've been so interested in pieces that look so natural, because I think that's actually easier for us to digest. And something about the Mara tote, I know it sounds so stupid because it's like, okay, it's a bag. It is manipulated leather, which again, you don't even understand how, like as soon as it drops, I will be there in person to see this, because it literally looks like, it's just like woven leather in such a beautiful pattern. And it like kind of, right? You know what I mean? Like it looks like a bird could fly through it or make a nest out of it. And that is like, it's, again, there's like poetry to it, and yet it's just so chic. You could take this on vacation with you, but you could also take this out to dinner with you. You could take this on just like a popping round. This is a really cool second bag, especially if you have kids, if you're a dog mom like me walking your dog and you need just like a tote. You will usually find me wearing a tote because I often go to the grocery store or to the pharmacy or something like that. This is the chicest, very high-end version of that, where like you could have a cute little crossbody bag but then wear this tote, or you could just wear it alone, and you could wear it in, oh my gosh, again, she's rambling, okay? You could wear it in any scenario, essentially. And I'm obsessed with the shades, but that like bronzy light brown one, oh my goodness, I just think it's so beautiful. And it's gonna be so cool to see if it just like collapses when you put it on the table or something, or if it holds its shape. Oh yeah, if you can't already tell, I'm fully obsessed, and I can't wait to hear what everybody's favorite item was from this drop. And you, again, I just will say, at Bergdorf's and at the Row, any place I can get my hands on these new pieces, I will definitely be reporting back. Maybe I'll even take us with me at some point. I just think that this, again, bow down, this collection is so absolutely stunning. I can't wait to hear all of your thoughts. Thank you for listening to my rambly, very emotionally invested video, and I can't wait to see the next one. Bye, guys.